Promise that you'll catch me. Promise that you'll catch me. Promise that you'll catch me.
What up, fam? It's your boy, T3, Afro Tuck Nation. Let's get down for the get down. Reading Rainbow time. You know what we do, because I start from right here for me, you, and the crew. Now pull up, Pome. What up, Afro Tuck Nation? It's your boy, T3 Geek Town. Let's get down. But before we do that, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment. Come talk to your boy. Time for Reading Rainbow, Blade, Red Lines, books 2 through 4. Yes, I got to get down to that subscription time and get some books in. My mans. Well, let me tell you what it is. Yo, last time we was discussing, Blade had just killed the messenger that had come for him to try to get him to come kill the new big dog on the block, Pontius. Pontius is a vampire, a very old vampire who comes from the times of, it was almost like a gladiator situation. His wife and son was killed. Things went wrong and awry. An evil vampire shows up. Who was it? They have not yet told us. Offers him a chance at revenge and to walk in darkness along with him. And he took it to become one of the most ancient and oldest vampires out there in the game. And now he's out there trying to start his whole new bloodline army that's going on with that. Yo, don't that just sound like movie 1? I'm sorry. When they was trying to bring about the blood god, well, this has all the remnants of the blood god situation. Well, Blade finds the town that he needs to track this demon down. And he comes across a girl named Elena. Elena is also a vampire hunter. But this town is so bad, so down and out in this world, that nothing but thugs and hooligans run the street. Anybody innocent is killed on sight. Well, Blade shows up. Folks is like, yo, what you doing here? Blade is like, please walk away. I'm not here for you. Of course, nobody listens. And Blade goes into straight up action, slicing and dicing and chopping up and doing all things that he do. Well, Elena shows up. Now, she's a new character to the game, and she is not really having the fact that Blade is in her town because she does not trust vampires. But Blade don't give a what, because he's like, I'm half vampire, I'm half human, I'm something else, and don't come at me with that nonsense. Well, she is still out there in this game, but Blade says, okay, I'll take you up on this offer to see what you talking about. They go back because she is also tracking down Pontius at the same time. Why? Because he is causing havoc in her city. Not like there's that much of a city to defend, but you know, home is home, right? So at the same time, Pontius is in one of the most desolate portions of the city where there's a doctor hopelessly trying to help the citizens who was caught up in this blood feud that's going on between gangs. Well, while the injured are coming in, Pontius are turning the injured into vampires, into his horde, into his being, into his likeness. And he is now on a whole full-on mission to get everything right. And he was offering the doctor an opportunity to come work with him. Well, she was not feeling it or having it. And he's like, look, you can join with me or you could die like the rest. And all of a sudden the gang shows up that's getting ready to wreak havoc on her center. And he unleashes his horde on the gangs that's out there. And he was like, look, I gave you an opportunity to come join me. Well, at the same time, Blade is teamed up with Elena because Elena knows who this doctor is, that she is out there in this portion of the city, because she knows she has a bleeding heart for the community. And when she shows up, yo, Pontius had turned her friend and all the bodies that was in there into a living statue with a blood message written for Blade saying, follow the finger, come find me. Well, at that time, Elena's like, yo, you didn't kill my friend, and now I'm feeling all suspect like, and she shoots Blade multiple times, thinking that if she uses Blade as a pawn in the game, she can get her hands on Pontius. Now, we already know this chick ain't got the skills to handle and hang with your boy Pontius, but you know, to each their own. When Blade wakes up, he's tied to a chair and some chains and everything else. And she is just going on and on about how she hates vampires and how she needs to not know if Blade's going to turn against her. So I'd rather use you as a pawn than anything else. At least I told you from up front that, you know, you shouldn't trust me because I can't get into this with you right now because I don't trust your kind. And Blade finally was like, okay, enough of this nonsense. You talk too much, and breaks out of that chair like nobody's business, goes into full vampire mode, disappears right in front of her sight, reappears and whoops her behind. And she's like, oh my God. And he was like, if I'm able to do this to you, what you think you're gonna do to Pontius? And of course, the Horde shows up, and she looks at Blade and she's like, you just let me capture you? He's like, yeah, I figured, you know what I'm saying, you had the right idea using me as bait, but you know, I had to make it feel like you is your idea. You know what I'm saying? And Blade was like, where's my sword? And she throws that thing back at him, and he goes into full on Blade mode, chopping, dicing, slicing, feeling all good, kicking through the homeboys up in the hood. You know what I'm saying? And he was doing his thing, saying it was major niceness all up in there. And he told Pontius, I'm coming for you. Why? Because Blade is so far deep into the vampire game. We got to realize this is the Blade now who's been trained and brought up and worked under Dracula for a little bit. This is also Blade who was just possessed by the first vampire, which means his knowledge, his skills, and his abilities have not just increased, they are enhanced beyond the world of mortal men. And he is coming for Pontius. He said, why is there always some sucker trying to skate uphill? Bruh, I'm on this game, son. Feeling this. Yo, if you ain't checked out that Blade Bloodline, books 1 through 4 right now, I'm telling you right now, the comic book world ain't dead, homie. You just suspect to the game. All right, fam. Yo, you know what it is. It's been a full week of fun times and good times. I have watched so many things. Castlevania Season 2 Nocturne. Ooh, doggy, we gonna get into this conversation. But until then, if you see your mans in the streets, hit them with the beats. Hit them with a jingle jangle, baby. Jingle jangle.